Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. I'm being naughty. Oh my gosh, I am being so naughty. Right now, my husband is probably squealing. Oh my gosh, I know it because he watches my videos and he's gonna see what am I wearing. Speaking of what am I wearing, would you like to know what this one is? You know it's not mine. This is my husband's sweater. Look at the cables. That is beautiful. This sweater comes from this book. Yeah, that right there. It's a Viking book. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It has so many great patterns in it. So this is by Lasse L, Matberg, Viking knits, over 40 Scandinavian knits for men, women, and children. And I have done a couple. I've done 2 of these sweaters from this book and 1 of the hats. So definitely enjoy this. I got this book at Joann Fabrics when they're 20% off. Of course I got it at Joann's. We know I like Joann Fabrics. Full price is $29.95. I think they're at Amazon right now for like $18 or something along that line. Very, very much discounted, a lot less than what I paid for it. I've used mine, you know, it is absolutely wonderful. So this is the picture of what I'm wearing right now. It's my hubby sweater. Ha 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 ha. Well, I've been wearing sweaters that I have made all week. Actually, it's been more than a week. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look at see how many days it's been of a garment of something that I have worn. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought that would be over in maybe a week. I just like, I'm gonna wear a new sweater today. I'm gonna wear a new top that I've made. And it's still going on. So that's really cool. But look at the cables on that. So this yarn, luscious as it is, oh my gosh, this is Arcane Fiberworks yarn. This is a company based out of Canada, hand-dyed yarns, and the creative, here's fans on, the creative genius behind this dyed creation gorgeousness is Tyler, and he dyes his yarn in 4 different weights of yarn. This is the worsted weight yarn. Most of the yarn that I purchased, okay, let's face it, my husband purchased for me. We're not even going to pretend like that. That man spoils me. So most of my yarn is in fingering weight, but we decided that his sweater, I wanted to do this. He got me, well, actually he got it for me, 2 skeins of this colorway. This is Saint Nick, and that's a discontinued colorway. That's okay. Tyler has over 100 colors and he's constantly rotating them. And then the gray up here is called Charcoal, right? And I just love that for so many of the colors. It just goes well with everything. So I had this in fingering weight yarn. Hubby immediately saw it and he's like, oh my gosh, I love that. I want a sweater. So yeah, I think it's like 8+ months later. Yeah, why did it take 8 months later? Because I procrastinated. There's no other reason. I procrastinated, that's it. But yeah, I got it. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. So sidetracked. Today's Monday. Hi, everybody. It's Monday. Guess what I do on Monday? I talk about all the cool things that I made and tried to make and worked on all throughout the week. Yeah, that's it. You know, here I am bloviating and going on about this gorgeous sweater, but you know, hubby, like I said, I can practically hear him squealing now. He does not know that I'm wearing this. He saw me grab his sweater. What are you doing with my sweater? What do you do? I just wanted to show it. I'm showing it. Woohoo! This is his sweater. This is his, look at those sleeves. This is his sweater. Look at the cuffs. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's so nice. This is like a hug. It is so, it's just big, you know, it's not, I like form fitting too, but you know, I'm not petite, so maybe a little bit relaxed fits nice. So this is amazing. Anyway, he wants me to work on his next sweater. Oh, we might as well get into it, right? I mean, I got some finished stuff done too, but since I'm wearing his sweater, I can show you that I did work on his next sweater. So this one's done in the worsted weight, and I got this bright idea that I wanted to make one for him in fingering weight. Okay, so I am working on that, and smarter people said that, well, I watched, okay, they didn't actually tell me, but I watched, that I should put the little markers here. So this is my first little marker that I put saying, okay, how much did I work on it in the week? So hubby was pretty happy with that, but look, I got farther, see? And how many of these little, okay, you're like, that's a tangled mess. I know. Every time I set it down, it's like it ties itself in knots. I'm gonna count these little pink threads, these pink loops. That's what I put as a marker to show me where all my increases are. So I had 14 increases on the first sleeve, which was really the second sleeve. This is a 3-sleeve sweater. My husband, as you can see by this sweater that fits me well, he only has 2 arms, but it's a 3rd sleeve for the sweater. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, 17. Yeah, it is 17. Okay, and then here is the other sleeve. So I am done with the increases. Okay, the other sleeve. Oh my gosh, this is so tangled. Here's the other sleeve. This is where I'm at. This is what I have left of the sleeve, right? That is it. That's all I have left to do for this sleeve, I think. I'm hoping. I don't want to make a force. Okay, good. See, that's it. There. Okay, that's progress. And my progress for the week, no, I didn't move the markers. I contemplated it, but that would be cheating and lying, and I didn't want to do that. We should not start the new year off with cheating and lying. We shouldn't be cheating and lying anyway, right? Regardless of when it is. Okay, so this is when I first started putting in the little markers, right? And I'll move this, and then, see? So I did farther on it this week. That's awesome. Let me see. And I'm going to go ahead, if I have a little marker. I love these things. These are amazing. If I have a little marker, ooh, I do. Color. Ooh, I got a blue one. Okay. I'll put a blue in here. And then we'll know. Hubby likes the markers. It's a visual representation to show him that I've actually worked on his thing. And then how much I've worked on his thing. Because before I put the marker in, this one, I did like that much that week. And he's like, you didn't work on it. You didn't make any, because there was no marker. He had no visual representation. So to him, it hadn't grown. I don't blame him. These sleeves, I mean, sleeves in general, they just seem like they don't grow, and then they're done. It's weird. It's just weird. So I am really close on his sweater. I have the body done. So the construction on this, that one, is very similar to the construction on this. You're making the tube for the body, right? And you make the tube for both the arms, and then you connect it and then work the raglans. Yeah. And then it's going to be a big shawl collar thing. That's what that is. So I did work on it. I did. The sweater's hot. Whew, I got the fan on. That's why my hair's blowing in my face. Ooh, it's warm. Take it off, but I don't want him to see me before he sees the video, because I know I'm being naughty. I know this is gonna get him. This is it's like, I'm being naughty. I'm being naughty. This is the best way to be naughty, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so just because I was talking about the sweaters, that's why I went to that. I want to show some stuff that I got finished this week. I want to show some successes, and because I have some that are not successes. So there we go. I have, you guys want to be here tomorrow, don't you? Tackle It Tuesday. You can just write tackle it, hashtag tackle it. I am going through vintage whips. Yeah, I like that term. And seeing what I can do with some of them. Well, look at this. I got this finished. I said I was going to show it. Oh yeah. This just needed pretty much the ends woven in. I stitched this overlapping part down so it doesn't flap open, and I added the brooch, and this is ready for a little girl. And this was just languishing because I've had this bin. We've been in this house now. February will be 3 years. Well, this stuff was packed and put in these bins and everything. They were put in boxes, right? I put them in Ziploc bags and everything else when we moved. And then when I set up my room, I just stuffed them in the bins. So they've not seen the light of day for literally years. Because do you really think that I worked on all of these projects like 1 week before we moved? Oh no. So they've been literally years. And here we go. So I have this cute little top/dress. I don't remember the yarn. The yarn that was attached with it is a Hobby Lobby yarn. I do remember that, but it's one of the discontinued ones. And I don't know what it was. It's soft. It's that's all I can say. It's beautiful, it's soft, and it's finished. So there's one less thing in my little bin. I can pass this along to one of my grandchildren, and hopefully they will love it. If not, it doesn't matter. It's done. And that's, you know, I call that a win. Woohoo! That is a win. So obviously the Tackle It thing's working. You know, I'd pulled out 2 projects that I just wasn't going to work on, and I knew it. And I finished that, which is amazing. And look at this little bag. This is by Wool and Pine. Thank you. Somebody in the comments has stated that, and I was able to go look up and find the pattern. I will link that down below. So in this bag, I had 3 of these little guys done, and then I had 4 pieces of these little marshmallow peeps that just needed to be sewn together and stuffed. Yes. Now, it did take a little longer than I thought it was going to take, but that is okay. Yeah, there's the other one. It's like, wait, where's the other one? So that's fine. You know, I've got 7 of the little critters done. I'm not worried about putting little eyeballs or anything on them, but this is all comfort worsted weight yarn. I can feel that that's what I made this with. I don't know when I started these, but I obviously decided to do an assembly line of them with some scraps and threw them in the little Ziploc bag and left it. So the 3 were already done, so the other 4 I count as 4 finished projects. That's right, I finished them. And the really cool part is I'm kind of geeking out right now in January because, well, I love spreadsheets. In a former life, I wanted to be an accountant. So spreadsheets and I are friends. It's not an enemy, it's not a chore. I like spreadsheets, I like numbers, kind of geeky like that. So I've got this, it is a finished project, and it was started pre-2025. So anything that's, you know, pre-2025 when it was started, I'm counting that as my tackle at things, right? Those are whips. Some of them are vintage whips. I'm just putting down a generic date because I don't remember when I started them. Those are vintage whips. Doesn't that sound nice? Do you have any vintage whips? It sounds more elevated and fancy than UFO, you know, unfinished object, right? You know, I have a collection of vintage whips. It sounds all snobby and bougie. I kind of like it. I'm gonna keep that one. I like that. That's pretty cool. I got vintage whips. I don't know what you got, but mine are vintage. That's just, that cracked me up. Anyway, so I got 4 little bunnies, 4 bunnies done. That's 4 projects. And this, I have 5 projects done this week. 5. Yeah, I'm not complaining or caring or whatever that it was just a little tiny bit of sewing to get this done and the finishing work on that to get it done. It still counts. It wasn't done before. I couldn't give these away before. You know, they were just like half dead, non-stuffed little bunnies. Now they're cute. Yeah, I can give them away and do something with them now. They're finished. That's the other thing. Do not diminish your accomplishments, regardless of how small you think they are. You did great and you did it. I got 4 of these things sewn together. That is fantastic. I got this ready to gift. It doesn't have any ends hanging off of it. It had a lot. No ends hanging off of it. No anything else. It is ready to be gifted. That is an accomplishment. All that finishing up work, I'm telling you, that's huge. If you're doing that in your world, man, take a bow. That's amazing. I'm going to put these away. I am so happy. I got stuff done. What a way to start off the new year. That's pretty cool, right? I wonder if I'm going to get at least 100 projects again this year. At least I'm tracking them. I know years ago I had a spreadsheet. When I was really into Ravelry, I had spreadsheets and stuff, and I would get that 100 projects a year. Some of them big, like the sweater. Of course, I wasn't doing sweaters then because that was during my sweater drought. But I still did big projects, and I still did things. I had big projects, little projects, you know, things in between, like we do. So yeah, I'm curious. It'll be fun. So that's oh, I'm just so excited. And oh, want to see the weekly series I'm doing? Yeah. This is the Tangled Poet Faded Stained Glass Cowl, and it's one of their kits that is out of stock a lot, but it is stunning. It is beautiful. So I got all these beautiful colors. Yes, Tangled Poet is also the one that I got my advent calendar from. So I decided on this. I would just go through 1 color a week. So next week's color is here. So you fade it in. You've got like 2 rows of the fade in of the new color before you finish the old one. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous, bright, and vibrant? That is stunning. See here, right here? Those 2 were fading in this color, and now I'm fading in the yellow, so I've got a couple stripes of the yellow right up here. Yeah, I mean, that is beautiful. So it's nice because it isn't a tube. I know you're like, really? I didn't notice that. I know. There's 96 stitches. You're doing the pattern repeat going around 4 times. That's all it is 4 times is the pattern repeat, right? I mean, you can see it right here. Right, that right there, and it's not a hard pattern, which is nice, and you're not going to have to worry about doing a fantastic job of weaving in your ends because it's a tube, so you can kind of tie one color to the other color and just leave that, you know, a little bit of a knot on the inside if you want to, if you don't trust it. And I will be Kitchener stitching up because I put it on a provisional cast on instead of just casting on and then sewing it later, so I may or may not appreciate that at the end. I'm sure it'll be fine. what I won't appreciate is the yarn I used as a provisional cast on. Yeah, the bright blue, it'll be easy to unzip, but I also have some where it's like black on black. That's just because that's the yarn that I had at that time. So there are 14 of these in the kit. So it'll be 14 weeks before I get it done. And I'm enjoying this little snippet. This is my Advent cowl, right? I mean, if I'm doing a little ball a week, right? And just not getting ahead of myself, just enjoying the process. So this is my little Advent. I'm excited about it. I have to keep looking at the picture to see what color. I mean, you can put the balls in any color, any order you want to, but I like that gradiating through. So I'm going to keep it in these so-called original colors. We'll see how that works out. But loving it. Oh my gosh, that is just fantastic. Let's see. I have, where'd it go? Oh, want to see a failure? Sure you do. I know you do. Because we learned from those too. You know, I don't like the failures, but you know, I did comment on that I'm going to just tuck this. This is driving me batty because I've got the fan on because the sweater's warm and whatever. So I commented earlier that I want this year to be both successes and failures. Successes are obvious. This was a success, right? I finished it. That is a success, right? You know, working on my husband's sweater when he wants me to work on it, that is a success. It's not done yet, but it's a success. Well, failures happen too. That's when we make a mistake. I mean, let's face it, we're human. And that is what this one is. So we know I am working in this book. And those of you that recognize this book, you're like, oh, what'd she do? I know. So I have 2 patterns that I'm working on right now in this book. I've made one already, and I've got 2 patterns that I'm working on. And the way that it's looking, I might end up working through the whole book or pretty close to it. I mean, there's 20 patterns in here, and I'm already on my 3rd one of the book. That's impressive. So I'm working on the Jasmine sweater and love it. Absolutely love it. Well, I had gotten to, oh, you want to see what it looks like before I show you what I did to it? Yeah. It's, you know, it's just life. You would think I would have these things marked. I have had this book open so much, I am creasing. Oh, I did have it marked. I did have it marked. I'm creasing the book because this book was bound tight and it didn't want to open. I can tell you that right now. So this is the Jasmine sweater. And I was right here. I was right there to do the little shaping and the decreases. And then once you do that on the back and then the front, then you come back and you put in all of that ribbing detail right there, right? So that's where I was. I'm like, I'm excited. I'm moving along, and then I'll do the sleeves. And the sleeves on a little crochet top like this, they're not like the sleeves on the knitted shirt that I'm wearing or the knitted sweater that I'm making for hubby. I can whip through those. They're not going to languish for 8 months, okay? So I can get that. So I got all excited, probably a little cocky. That's the problem, right? And I started working on it. Well, I forgot what size I was working on, evidently. Yeah, so I started doing the decreases like that for the size 0 to 6 month, which is fine and it looks beautiful, except I'm making the size 1 to 2 year. So it's not fine and I have to rip it out. So here it is. Here I am. And of course I got the whole back side with the shaping done and then started on the front side and then I realized it. Can you see that? Can you see? You're like, yeah, I can see that. Okay, see how cute that is? Look at that. That is beautiful. But do you see that should be right? That should, you know, that's what it would look like if it were the size small, just like that. And how cute. That is gorgeous, except that I have all this extra fabric. Yeah, I'm not making the small. I'm making the smallest size on the Harvest cardigan, not on the Jasmine sweater. So again, totally me. I mean, I'm the one that had the crochet hook, right? Nobody else forced me to do it. The sad part for me is I already cut my yarn, which I'm fine with. You know, I'll just have more ends to weave in, whatever. So I had a little setback on the Jasmine cardigan. It happens. It happens. But look at that. I mean, look how cute that. Look at how it's going to just line up like that, and how gorgeous that's going to be when I get that done. I mean, you can definitely see the. That's bad. That's not how that's supposed to be. I'm using me as a backdrop. There we go. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So no progress. I wanted to come on and have, you know, look, I've gotten some progress since yesterday's video. I sat down and I worked on it, which I did. I sat down and I worked on it and I got progress. Now I got to undo that progress because it's not helpful. It's not. So that is one of my failures, and it's okay. It's okay. Not a problem. So I'll fix that and get back on track with it. A little disheartening, but whatever. I mean, it happens. We all make mistakes. And you know what? It's your attitude on how you deal with it. I mean, that makes the huge thing. I could cry and I could be upset, but it's not going to make anything better. Now, if it was, you know, the fingering weight sweater or something, I might put it in the corner for a few weeks, maybe a month or so. This one, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually pull it out and get back on with that crochet hook and start working on it. But really, it's the attitude. Just look at it as a learning thing. Oh, well, maybe I should have been paying attention, right? And like I said, it was my own being cocky, because on the Harvest cardigan, you're like, which one's the Harvest cardigan? I want to see that one. That's that. That's that gorgeousness right there. Look at those embossed leaves. Oh my gosh, they are so texture. It is so much texture. It is amazing. So that is what I'm working on. And that one with the yarn, I've got the plain Jane yarn right here. And this is 142 yards per ball. I only have 2 of these, so 284 yards. And the pattern says I'm going to need like 300 and something. I can math a little. I know math. That's not going to be enough. But I can short it a row or 2 on the length of the sweater. Maybe on the sleeves might work. I can always go back to the yarn store, try to get more. If I can't get more of this, I can get maybe one more of the mustardy color that I used. You want to see it? And then I can do that. And maybe do the cuffs and the edge and the bottom edge and everything with the mustard, because when I was there, I got the last 2 of these colors. So we'll see. Yeah, you can see, look, you can see I've used some, which means I started putting, I had to. I so had to. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at those colors together. That is gorgeous and stunning. And I mean, look at that. You can see how bowed that is in, how much it sticks out. This has so much texture. It is absolutely amazing. So I was having fun with this. I didn't realize the texture that this has too. You're doing, maybe, yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of that texture. It's hard to see because it's a stone washed color, and you can see it in person. Yeah, you can see a little bit right there, the ridges, all the little ridges that that's doing. So, I mean, you've got texture throughout the entire thing on this. So really excited. And, you know, I immediately, after my video yesterday, started working on this, and that's why I messed that one up, because then I grabbed the Jasmine afterwards, and well, I was looking at the size small and I wasn't making the size small on the Jasmine sweater. So look at that. Isn't that just the cutest thing ever? Loving that. So I've got a plan going forward. I'm going to continue. I'll finish off this ball of yarn and see where I'm at on the length of this, and do the sleeves and stuff. And I'll adjust course. You know, if I have to go to the yarn store and buy more yarn, hurt my feelings, I'll do that. And if I can make it work with what I have and have no leftovers, what a win would that be, huh? And look at this. For those that didn't see yesterday's video, look at this. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? See this? That is all I have left of that mustard. I have no other, I didn't cut anything off. I didn't whatever. That is the whole skein of it, the 142 yards. Now, I didn't weigh them beforehand to see if they had, you know, the weight that they both say that they're supposed to have. Sometimes I like to do that because, again, geeky. But the pattern stated for the smallest size, I'd need about 115 yards for that cowl going around the front. That's supposed to be 142 yards. So if that's the case, and I need over 300, I think like 320 yards for the main color body, I'm definitely gonna need another skein of yarn, and I don't think shorting it by 1 or 2 rows is going to work. So not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I'm loving it. I think mommy's gonna love it, and I don't know, maybe I need to make one in a bigger size too, because that is gorgeous. And this yarn is so, look how sophisticated that looks. To me, it does. I like the colors. Mom really likes these types of colors. So do I. I mean, hello, I love these colors. So I think that's going to be absolutely perfect. And I'm hoping that we'll at least get a picture of a little boy with that on. I think that'll be great. I've got one of the pictures up there with, you know, the little brother and everything with one of the tops that I made. But yeah, so there you have it. That's fun. So those are my 2 that I've got working on there. Let's see. What else? Okay, so I did that one. Oh, I also have something else that I have worked on out of my Tackle It Tuesday, but I'll show that to you tomorrow on that particular series, so you can see that I did grab something from the box and I did get something done on it. It's not finished, but I made progress. So I want to show that, and I'm excited about that. So I'll show that tomorrow. The bunnies, okay. Iron sweater, CrossFit. Oh, yeah, I had questions. Hey, how you coming on your socks? Are you working on your socks? Yes, yes I am. And I got a sock finished. Look at this. That is a Mosaic sock. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Look at that pattern. Look at how that just, it looks like sideways cables like that. It is so cool. Now you're working with one color at a time. You're slipping the color that you're not using. This is my first time doing a Mosaic sock. I've done some Mosaic knitting, very little bit, and I've done a little tiny bit of Mosaic crochet last year, very little bit. So this, putting it in an actual project like this and getting this together, I'm thrilled. The yarn is my Barocco sock yarn. Obviously it's not this blue color. Barocco sock. I got this from the Aberdeen Wool's Mystery Yarn Box. There are 437 yards for the 100-gram ball. It's 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon, made in Peru. You can machine wash it, and I think it says you're supposed to be gentle with it. Yeah, machine wash in cold water on delicate cycle, lay flat to dry. So I'm a little concerned about that, because truthfully I did not read that prior to, and I put some of this Barocco vintage sock in some of my socks that I made in 2024 and obviously 2025. And I prefer not to give the kids socks that need special delicate care, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And this is for my daughter-in-law, and I'm not waiting for Christmas. I will be giving the pair to her when I get those done. So there you go. Alrighty. And you know, I was looking at it and I thought that I had started this after the first year, but I didn't. I started this, I think, the 28th of December, but that is okay. I got it done. And, you know, I got hubby's done, the toe socks, that was out of this. Gorgeous. And I got those done. I finished those on the first of the year. Oh, I talked about actually bringing those and showing them again, but that's okay. No big deal. So that is all my projects that I have worked on for the week. I'm just thrilled. I mean, look, I got a sock. It's January. It is January, and I am voluntarily working on socks. Normally, since I make them throughout the year and I give them away as gifts, I get tired of them, and because I procrastinate, right? I get tired of them, and I just don't want to touch anything feet related. Like, no, I don't want to do any of it. And I'm like a child. I do my little temper tantrum, internal temper tantrum. Like, you can't make me, but this year I'm ready. I am ready, and I'm ready to do fun things. I mean, I've been doing just the plain stockinette. I did have my other son's socks here, but he picked those up for his birthday, and he picked up his blanket. Absolutely loved it. So did his wife. I think he's gonna lose it. But it's big, it's huge, it's neon, it's bright. He was so happy when he saw it. His eyes lit up. He's like, "Is the blanket mine too?" "Yes, the blanket's yours too." He's like, "Cool." And he puts it around him like a big old cape. It was adorable. He's like 6'5". Okay, he's a big kid. So starting off doing socks, starting off doing stuff, and having fun with the patterns, having fun doing different. Not everything has to be different, crazy. Not everything has to be hard. But while I'm enjoying it, I'm gonna ride that wave, right? I'm gonna, as long as it's fun, I'm gonna keep doing it. And when it's not fun anymore, I'll switch to something else, because this is my craft. This is my hobby. This is what brings me joy. And if I'm working on something and it doesn't bring me joy, I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna go do something else, because this isn't a chore. This is what I really, really like to do, and I love sharing it. So thrilled with getting out of my comfort zone. Thrilled with jumping on board with different projects, different patterns, different pieces. I'm just having a blast. That's all there is to it. I am having a blast, and I'm so happy that you are here with me, and hopefully you are having a blast too. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Don't forget to come back again tomorrow to see what I worked on for Tackle It Tuesday. All right, everybody. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.